Welcome to the Space Podcast series, Stories of Change. This is an AI-narrated podcast series inspired by authentic curriculum redesign cases. In each episode, we explore how educators are rethinking teaching and learning to build stronger connections between universities, students, and society.
Hello, and welcome. Today, we're exploring a curriculum redesign journey within marketing education that sought to strengthen connections between professional marketing practice and broader societal value. This episode is an AI-generated reconstruction based on authentic redesign materials, project documentation, and reflections shared through the Erasmus Plus Space Project. Rather than representing the views of a specific individual, the conversation brings together key ideas, challenges, and lessons that emerged throughout the redesign process. Marketing is often defined as creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that create value not only for organizations, but also for customers, partners, and society. Was reconnecting with that broader understanding of marketing part of what inspired the redesign?
Yes, very much so. The redesign was not about moving away from marketing. In many ways, it was about returning to some of marketing's core principles. In practice, marketing education often focuses strongly on organizational goals and performance. Through the redesign process, we were encouraged to think more carefully about how marketing projects could also contribute to societal value and address real social challenges. That became an important source of inspiration for the course.
So the goal was not to replace traditional marketing knowledge, but to broaden how students apply it.
Exactly. Students continued to develop core marketing skills such as audience analysis, communication planning, strategic thinking, and campaign design. What changed was the context in which those skills were applied. Students were encouraged to use professional marketing tools to address issues with social relevance while still maintaining a strong connection to organizational objectives.
That sounds like a subtle but important shift in perspective.
Yes, it was. Students began exploring how marketing can create value across multiple dimensions. Rather than seeing commercial and societal goals as completely separate, they were encouraged to think about how those goals might be aligned in practice.
And how did students respond to this approach?
Students were already highly engaged and committed learners. What we observed was that many began feeling more empowered to tackle social challenges using their professional knowledge and skills. The redesign helped them recognize that marketing can be a meaningful tool for contributing to society while also supporting organizational objectives.
Were there any particular challenges that emerged during the redesign?
Yes, definitely. One interesting challenge involved balancing societal goals with organizational realities. At times, students became very committed to promoting socially relevant causes and objectives. Occasionally, this meant they paid less attention to the strategic or business goals of the organizations they were working with. Part of the learning process was helping students understand that responsible marketing involves balancing both perspectives, creating societal value while also recognizing the legitimate goals and needs of organizations.
So the challenge was not choosing between social impact and marketing, but learning how to integrate both effectively.
Exactly. The redesign reinforced the idea that societal impact and organizational success do not necessarily have to compete with one another. In many cases, the most effective marketing strategies are those that thoughtfully address both.
And I understand the teaching team also approached the redesign quite carefully rather than rushing into larger changes.
Yes, the redesign produced encouraging results, but we deliberately allowed space for reflection and observation before considering any larger changes. That gave us an opportunity to better understand how students experienced the redesigned activities and what kinds of support were most helpful.
Looking back now, what do you think is the broader lesson from this redesign journey?
Probably that meaningful curriculum innovation does not always require major structural reform. Sometimes it begins with reframing how students think about their discipline and its role in society. In this case, the redesign encouraged students to ask not only how marketing can achieve organizational goals, but also how it can contribute responsibly to creating value for society.
A thoughtful reminder that professional disciplines can become even more meaningful when students are encouraged to explore how their expertise can contribute to both organisational success and the wider public good.
This episode is an AI-generated interpretation based on authentic curriculum redesign materials and reflections shared through the Erasmus Plus Space Project. This story is based on real experiences from curriculum redesign projects run under the Erasmus Plus Space Project. More information about the cases and the Space Project can be found on the website www.community-engagement.eu.